Are you going to be out there?
Yeah, we take off on Friday and start the long drive. 4 days. So just, yeah.
Sweet.
Are you
I'm gonna try to mute you, Kip.
Yeah. It worked.
All right, cool. So we got a couple people in the waiting room.
Nice.
You ready, dude?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Bring
Start
them
letting
in.
people in. All right. It's people we know. So Josh, Jeremy, what's up, guys? Just gonna wait about another minute and we'll get rock and rolling. This is being recorded, so mind your P's and Q's.
Always.
No swearing?
Yeah, especially you, Josh.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's up, Josh?
Hey, Tim, how are you?
Good. How are you, man?
Doing good. Doing good.
Getting the band back together, dude. It's gonna be good
Heck yeah.
for tonight anyways, right, Tim?
That's right.
I don't be offended. I do have to hop off here in about 15, 20 minutes. So
Cool.
but I'm excited for it between there.
It's good. All right. So we're getting as people kind of filter in, we'll kind of give everybody a minute or two to kind of filter in, but thank you for coming. You know, this is going to be an awesome thing we're going to be going through with the strategy. I know I've talked to a lot of you about this strategy, but we're going to kind of dive in deep, and I got Tim here. It's going to obviously co-host this with me. We're going to be diving into some email strategies as well as the digital ad side. And so if you have some pen and paper, I would just invite you to get that and have it ready, because we're going to be getting into specific stuff. Also, if you want to take screenshots, you're more than welcome to do that. And then at the end, we're going to do a Q&A. And so if you're still around and you have some questions, just write those down along the way so we can get them answered. Or you can dump them in the chat as well. And we'll kind of go through the chat as we're going, but especially towards the end. Awesome. All right. Just get it about another minute or two, or about another minute or so, and then we'll get cranking. This is exciting.
Yeah, you know, if you guys do have any general, marketing questions, not necessarily for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, feel free to drop those in the chat too. we'll answer those at the end. So any questions, and if you do drop a question there and you gotta hop out, we can just send you a video or an email follow-up to answer that question for you. Happy to do that.
Yep. All right. All right. Everybody ready to go? I want to just kind of get some interaction going. And so if you can hear me, if you're ready to rock and roll, if you could give me some thumbs up in the chat. Awesome. Sweet. Sweet. All right. So everybody knows where the chat is. That's good. So we're going to utilize this quite a bit, and we'll just get going. So today, thank you again for showing up. This is super exciting. We are recording this, and so just FYI, but we're going to be talking about how we've been able to generate a 10x return on ad spend over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're going to be going really through the step-by-step thing that we go through. We did add a little bit extra this year based off of stuff that we've kind of learned along the way. And so we're really excited to share this, and yeah, let's get going. As a way of introduction, most of you should know me, but my name is EJ. I started in digital marketing in 2008. I'm personally responsible for over $10 million in sales through my personal digital marketing tactics that I've put into place. I'm also, a certified partner with SEMrush, Google, Facebook marketing partner, as well as a company called Digital Marketer. And I'll let Tim go through his.
Hey, what's up, guys? So my name is Tim, and I'm just a dude that likes to send emails, and a lot of them. I've sent thousands of broadcast emails for e-commerce companies, and I love setting up the essential automation sequences that allow companies to scale while they don't necessarily have to do anything. They just got to ship the product. And one of the big things I like about emails, I love building relationships with the people on the list. So doing that, sending emails on a one-to-one basis instead of one-to-many. So and that helps build a brand loyalty and trust with your subscribers, and helps you stay out of the spam folder. And just a little fun fact, I've been known to get a little frisky with subject lines and copy in the email.
Yes. All right, so what we're going to be covering today, we're going to be going over the 4 phases, and this is kind of how we structure it, the framework, so it's just easy to understand, easy to follow. The first phase is loading, then we go through gathering and executing the actual promotion, and then how we shift to the post Black Friday, Cyber Monday offers. And then we'll obviously end with a Q&A. And so don't forget to drop your questions in the chat or write them down, and then we can talk about that at the end. So everybody ready to go? I want some thumbs up here. Let's get some interaction. Yes.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay, let's roll. Okay, so the first phase, loading. The idea here is really to just push as much traffic, right? This is, I mean, ideally, this should have been started like beginning of September, maybe end of August, and then you're supposed to roll kind of through October. So sending as much traffic as possible, testing offers, and gathering emails just in general. And with that, like testing offers to grab emails, because this is the stuff that we're going to be utilizing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And so knowing the stuff that works before we actually execute is kind of the name of the game during this phase.
All right, guys, so when we're leading up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, from an ads perspective, there's very like basic fundamentals. I just want to go through these real quick. And if you don't have these fundamentals down, like let us know so we can help you out. You want to make sure that you have an ad account set up It's connected to your Facebook and Instagram business accounts. That's number one. Number two, you want to make sure the credit card on your account is active and it's not going to expire in November, because that's the last thing that you want to happen right when Black Friday, Cyber Monday is going on. Maybe you're not around your computer and your ad account, is not running any ads because your credit card's getting declined and you don't know because you're with family. So just double check that. And then you want to make sure to check your Facebook pixel and that it's active and that it's capturing accurate data.
Yeah, it's important stuff.
So when it comes to email, you want to get a email service provider connected to your store if you don't have one. That's an ESP such as Klaviyo, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, Constant Contact. There are a bunch of different companies out there that have email service providers. Just if you don't have one, find one that kind of suits your needs, meets your needs. And if you have questions about that, just drop a comment or a question, or save that for the end. You want to start sending regular broadcast emails. So if you haven't sent an email in a long time, as we lead up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, over the next couple weeks, I would send one a week. And then for the following 2 weeks after that, you'll want to send 2 a week. And then the first 2 weeks in November, I would bump that up to 3 a week, because you're going to send, like, over the course of 4 days of Black Friday through Cyber Monday. And then if you extend your sale or something like that, you're going to send like 8 to 12 emails in that little period of time. Then you're going to want to make sure you have these 4 automated flows set up. A welcome email, so that's for when people sign up to your email list. So you're going to let them know who you are, how often you're going to email them, and what you're going to email them about. And then if they sign up to receive some sort of discount or some other offer, you want to deliver that in this email as well. You want to set up an abandoned cart sequence to try to capture lost sales. So when people put something in their cart, go to checkout, and they leave, this will send them an email. I like using 3 emails in this sequence. You could use more, you could use less, depending on how aggressive or not you want to get. Browse abandonment works really well for people that have accounts on your website. So if they come to your website and log in, their email is triggered then. So if they're just browsing around different products on your website and they don't add anything to cart, this email will get sent to them. And then you also want to set up a post-purchase email flow. And this is really, really good for gathering data on the purchasing process, like kind of getting questions or asking questions regarding the customer experience. So if there's an issue or something wrong, or even if they like how the process was, you can use that in tweaking your website or your process and using some of those testimonials as positive testimonials for your marketing efforts. You can use this post-purchase flow to collect reviews and also to cross-sell and upsell as well. You never want to stop building your list. So it's really important that if you don't have a list, like, start building that now. Joint venture with other companies to do a giveaway or something like that, and try to get people that know your company. Then, if you guys do a joint giveaway, they will know you, and then you can get those emails from that giveaway to send your Black Friday, Cyber Monday promos. They just want to engage in your list. So engaging your list means sending regular emails to your list and not just ads to them. So you want to try to get them to reply, and this will really help. Reply. You want to get them to open, to click, or reply. If you can get them to do one of those 3 things, the chances of you staying out of the spam folder are really, really high, and that's where you want to be. And then in Gmail, they have like the 3 things, the inbox, the promo, and I can't remember what that other one is, but it'll move you from that promo folder into the like normal inbox. So if they're looking at the desktop, they're going to see that in their actual inbox because they know, like, and trust you.
Yep. And just to kind of add on to, when Tim's talking about these different automations, these work all year round, and this stuff should be set up. I know we do a lot of email stuff for some people on this webinar and this workshop. And so, but make sure I would take a screenshot or I'd write down those automations. So if you're running your own emails, make sure that those are in place all year round. And you'd be surprised how many people don't have any automation set up that way. All right.
Yeah. So the last thing I want to touch on here is just your text or SMS list. Now, this is a growing part of the digital marketing strategy. So to me, there's still a lot to figure out, but these are like the 4 basic things that I look for when setting up a list or working on an SMS list. So you want to make sure that whichever service you choose that is connected to your store, if possible. Some integrate directly with stores, depending on your platform. Others do not, which is fine because you always include a link there anyway. You want to build your text list legally and ethically. So you can't just take everybody that's ever bought from your store and dump them into a text list and start marketing to them because they didn't opt in for that. What you could do is if you do set up a text list now, you could send an invite out to your email list saying, hey, sign up for a text list and you're going to get early access to our Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotions. You're going to get a day earlier, 2 days earlier, even a week early, whatever you want to do, however crazy you want to get, you can do that. And that'll help build your text list because they do have, near 100% open rate. And you're going to want to test offers just with all the other, ads and email. You want to test your offers through your text list as you go out through, or as we get closer to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And the biggest thing that I want to emphasize, you don't want to spam your list. Nobody likes being spammed, so don't just send straight up ads all the time. Try to make it valuable for them if you can, and just not a ridiculous number of messages. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's important, and to kind of put on the ethically. There's a lot of privacy policy laws and things of that nature, to where if you did just dump them into there, you could get into a lot of trouble and get fined a lot of money. So definitely do it ethically and legally, but it is super effective. And so here's kind of rolling into some of the examples of what this can look like, and these are examples of some of our clients. Some of you may recognize them, others may not, but this is just to kind of give you an idea of somewhat of what some of these ads look like on getting people into the email list. Other offers to test, would be like buy $50 worth of stuff and get a free gift. The 15 or 20% off over $100, free shipping, buy one, get one free, or buy one, get one half off. Those are just some of the more popular ones that people typically use, but they work. And that's why a lot of people kind of fall into those. Phase 2. So we've gone through, just to kind of recap, September through October. Okay. Phase 2 starts November 1st. And the big thing here is we want to start qualifying buyers. Okay. And a little bit more on this is exactly what Tim was saying, like with having people opt in, even if they're currently on your list, have them re-opt in to get early access to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, so that you can either tag them or have them in a separate list altogether, so that you can kind of separate who's more willing to buy than others. And then during the first 2 weeks in there, you can be running flash sales to kind of finalize or validate the offers, to really solidify what you should be running in Black Fridays and Cyber Monday. At this point, you should be emailing at least 3 times a week. A lot of people think that that's like a lot. And for some, if you're not used to doing that, it can be a lot. But at this point, at this time of year, people are getting so many emails. And so you have to be constantly in front of those people, to get through. And some examples of what this kind of looks like, utilizing, the timer is a very effective way, especially when running flash sales. You can say this is the deadline is X, and you have 48 hours or 24 hours to get this done with some of the flash sales. But just getting people to opt in to kind of qualify who you want to send those flash sales to really test those is going to be to utilize this method. Everybody still with me? Everybody good? Thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So at this point, we've gone through September all the way through October. And then phase 2 is all about, qualifying the first 2 weeks in November. And really from the 15th, this is where we should be inputting our sales, submitting our ads, getting everything ready. We want everything to be 2 weeks prior to when the actual sale takes off, because Google, Facebook, all the other ad platforms, everybody else is dumping their stuff in. So it takes a little bit longer to get stuff reviewed and approved. And then if by chance something does get, disapproved or rejected, you have time to recoup that. Now, phase 3, this is game time, right? This is the actual sale. So we have everything ready. We've prepped the first 2 weeks, and then that last week we've kind of submitted stuff, and we've got our email sequences and everything ready to roll. Now it's game time. The offer is something that we should have tested along the way. We should have been testing this stuff, like now, and then validating that through November, and then adding just a little bit more just to have that go big, because everybody during this time is going big. And so you kind of have to match a little bit of the perception that you are going big for your brand. And so examples of this is up to 60% off. We've used this with a couple different clients. And the nice thing with this is, like, you only have to have maybe 1 or 2 items that are 60% off, right? And then you can kind of filter down the rest. So some can be 30, some can be 10 or 20, and then some just aren't on sale at all. You're up to 60% off. It's a big ask. It's a big thing to approach it that way, but it drives traffic and it catches people's eyes. That's why you see up to 80% or up to 90% off. But only a few items are going to be that, and it's going to be their highest margin, of course. Free gift with free shipping. This is also a big one, and something that we're currently testing with some of our clients as well. The buy one get one with free shipping, but they have to spend at least $100. And then the last one is always offer more add-ons, cross sells. Anything that you can do when they go to checkout, or even after they check out, having a one-click add-on to their order is a wonderful way to add more products, but it increases your average order value, which is going to make it that much more profitable. And since they've gone all that way, you definitely, if you look at like GoDaddy or Amazon or any of these other players, they are doing that, and they do that all year round. And so they do it because it works. And so it's something to consider. The audience. Okay, when we're talking about running digital ads during this time, we don't want to be running this sell to cold traffic. This is why we do all the work prior. It is because we want a big retargeting audience, right? Our costs are going to be through the roof, and as some of you can attest, our costs now currently on Facebook and Google, they're increasing pretty dramatically, actually. And so during the holiday season, that much more people are involved. It's a bidding system. Prices are going to be shooting up. That's why we want to use retargeting. And it's really our warmest and hottest audience anyways. And we should have qualified them along the way. But we want to make sure that we're retargeting everybody who has been to our website, who's made a purchase, who's engaged with us in the last 60 days. And then email and SMS. Like, I can't stress this enough, especially this year. If you utilize this strategy, 70% of your sales should come from email. This is why it's a big push for us to get more and more emails on our clients' lists, because it is going to be very competitive. And so we want to enable this tactic here, because it doesn't matter if we send one email or a million emails, it costs the same. And so where digital ads, it's a bidding system. One click could cost, 10 cents. Another one could cost $5. You're paying per click, right? But every time you send an email, there's no extra cost to it. And it's the same way with SMS as well, for the most part. All right, now last, this is kind of an optional thing, but the extension happens, so we go through Black Friday and then we hit Cyber Monday, right? So usually those are going to be two different offers. Cyber Monday may be less than Black Friday or vice versa. In the past, we've used Cyber Monday to just up the ante just a little bit and use it for 24 hours only. Some people like to extend that sale. So they don't tell them they're going to extend it until Tuesday morning, when they send an email saying, we've extended the sale through the rest of the week or through the end of the month, whatever fits for your business. And what that does is it kind of picks up the stragglers. We've noticed that very much so, it's effective and it does pick up sales. You'd be surprised at how many people don't take action during that time because they are waiting for the last minute things that people may pull out. And so it's something to consider. But this strategy is going to be used mainly through email and SMS, and then digital ads, again, only retargeting, and use urgency. All right, the last phase. I definitely want to appreciate everybody's time here. Everybody still with me? If you have questions, dump them in the chat or write them down, and make sure that you're taking some notes. I know some of you guys, are clients, and some of you are not, and so it doesn't matter. Like, write your stuff down, and so that we can get your questions answered. So the offer shift. Okay, the offer shift is the phase between the end of the Cyber Monday sale or extension through the shipping deadline, on when that happens, which is typically, I don't know, Tim, you would say probably usually like the 15th or 17th, just depending on location.
Yeah, it's probably earlier this year.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too,
like
shipping delays. Yeah, I just talked to this with somebody today. The shipping delays, it's apparent that it's going to happen. So whatever that shipping deadline ends up being, we want to just be cognizant of that, right? All right. We want to make the shift in offering the gift cards, right? And the hunting, or the hunting gift guides, the holiday gift guides, and bundles, things that are going to be more holiday specific. You kind of change the theme around those offers, and you'd be surprised at how many people forget about gift cards. Like, this is why I kind of want to bring this up, and it has its own bullet point, is because gift cards are awesome for gifts. Especially if you have an e-commerce store, you have lots of different stuff. You're not, a lot of people aren't going to know exactly what some of those people are going to need. And so give them an option to purchase a gift card and promote it. And then lastly, we want to always be testing new creatives. When we're running ads, when we're doing emails, when we're doing all this stuff, we always want to be testing new copy, new ads, everything. It's an A/B/T. Always be testing. And that's what's going to really ultimately lead to stuff that works. And this is stuff, how we've come up with some of this framework in general, is because we've tested this stuff. We've trialed and errored over and over and over again. And here in a minute, we're going to kind of show you some of the results, if you execute this fully, and commit to it. Here's some examples of kind of what the gift guides and the different tactics and things that people have used in the past. Most of you should recognize most of these brands. but your typical, holiday gift guide with the timer, days left until Christmas. Use the timers. Like, it's one thing that works every time. I don't know if I've ever seen a timer not necessarily work to build urgency. The other thing is if you want to put yourself in kind of a different light and separate yourself from the crowd, do something different. Like with PhoneScope, when they ran the 25 days, 25 gifts, 25 days. So each day leading up from the 1st to the 25th, they gave away something or had a deal of the day, so to speak, which kept people coming back every single day. Canvas Cutters 12 Days of Christmas, was also something to keep in mind there. All right. So final thoughts. First of all, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. All right. I think my camera just died, which is awesome. Technology and doing this live. It's beautiful. Okay. Everybody can still hear me, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Results. This is examples of the results that can happen. Obviously, some clients are going to be more, some clients are going to be less, or some businesses, I should say. But in this example, I wanted to really showcase these. These are two examples of companies that we've been able to utilize this strategy in the fashion that we've kind of talked about, and with some minor differences. But you can see that the spend here on the top one is they spent a little bit more over that. But because we did what we were supposed to do and we actually executed fully, they're able to get a 12-to-1 return, or over a 12-to-1 return. So you can kind of do the backwards math on that. The second one, I wanted to kind of put a little attention on the amount that they spent, right? We ran two different ads here. They only spent $500. Okay. And this is the effectiveness of really utilizing retargeting audiences, is you don't necessarily need to spend a lot. You can, if you want to reach more people in your audiences, you can spend more, obviously. But even a minimal spend is $500. You're able to get over a 10-to-1 return. If I spent $500 and got 5,000 back, that'd be a good day, and just over a weekend, right? And so something to think about, and we'll kind of talk a little bit more about this, but you have to commit to the process.
Am I good? Okay.
Okay. Yep. So this is really all about kind of diving into making sure that things are in place, right? You need to have tracking in place. This is something we talked about at the beginning, and we're reiterating it again. In order for this to work, you have to be able to track what you're doing. You have to be able to track the traffic. You have to be able to put the traffic into the different segments and to be able to qualify that. And then with each campaign, we got to keep it simple. And so if we're running a traffic campaign, the KPI, the key performance indicator, needs to be surrounding a metric with traffic. So it can be landing page views, for example, time on site, things like that, whatever's going to matter most to your business. And then with one single goal. So if we're going after purchases, we track purchases. If we're going after traffic, we track traffic. And we don't get those mixed, because a lot of times, even though conversions can happen with the traffic campaign, that's not the goal. And so we got to remember that and keep that in mind. And then before you start your campaign to actually run the promotion, we have to commit to a budget and stick with it. Once that promotion is running, you cannot touch it. And don't schedule it to end either. You want it to run. Even if the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale ad ran until the early morning of Cyber Monday, that's what you want. Because if you don't do that and you schedule it to end, Facebook, Google, all the other ad platforms, they're going to start throttling your stuff back come Sunday, and you don't want that to happen. You want it to go full speed to the very end. And so when you have it running, don't touch it. All right, Tim, this one's yours.
Sure. All right, guys. In your emails, landing pages, home page, anything like that, that you have running, a big thing to use is a countdown timer of some sort. This one here is for email. It's the one that I personally use. I just use the free version. It'll say like powered by Countdown Mail, like right below the timer. But this timer, you set the end date and time. And if they open your email up after that end date and time, it's going to be it's going to be 0. It's going to say sale ended or whatever. So this is a free tool to use. Definitely use this because it creates so much urgency, especially when you're sending an email out with like 2 or 3 hours left and they see that like tick, 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 tick. It's like, oh my gosh, I only have an hour and 30 minutes left to make my decision if I want to buy something. Am I going to buy something? Yes, go buy something. And this will help them make that decision. It'll make that decision a little easier for the customer. Then use tracking links. So with all of the different updates and everything like that are happening, tracking issues, whatever, I just always recommend using a tracking link. I know some email service providers do throw UTMs, and I think Facebook does too, actually now. But there's still some email service providers that don't. But if you're not sure how to do that in Facebook or in your email service provider, just go to this campaign URL builder. You probably just search that right in Google. And what's up, EJ? You're back. And just fill out, the website URL that you want the link or image or whatever to send to from your emails. And then the campaign source, I just usually use newsletter, and then email, and then the campaign name, I'll throw in the subject line for the email. So when you do this, when you look on the Google Analytics under your campaigns, it'll be in there, and you'll actually be able to see the revenue generated by when they click from that link over to your store and buy.
Yep. And just to kind of reiterate this, like if you are a client, we're obviously going to be doing some of this stuff, and we use other third-party software to be able to track this stuff, as most of you that are clients would know. But if we're not running your emails, if we're not running your ads, so to speak, you should take a screenshot of this or Google right now and bookmark URL UTM builder. And it'll take you to this page here to where you can build those. Like, it's very important to be able to track.
All right, guys. So here's some tips to stand out in the inbox. So if you want to stand out the inbox during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or any time throughout the year, you got to start today. There's so much competition everywhere, so much attention. If you don't start today to try to get in front of the people on your list, those subscribers, your customers, you're going to kind of be behind the curve. And if you've been subscribed to any number of email newsletters for the last couple of years during any holiday season, it's insane the number of emails that get sent during that time. You're welcome for that, by the way. So you got to be able to stand out during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. In a couple ways that you can do that is starting now to build those relationships with your customers, with your subscribers, so they will want to open your emails during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So when they open their inbox and they see 50, 7,500 emails in there, Friday at noon, they're going to scroll through it's kind of like on Facebook, that doom scrolling. That's what people are going to do in their inbox on their phone. And they're going to see, oh, there's so-and-so, like I like them. I like their emails. I like their gear. I'm going to see what offer they have for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So you got to start now to build those relationships. Another way to stand out is with subject lines. So you can try using emojis. They are becoming increasingly popular, but they're still not super popular. So you could try those. You want to keep your subject line short and sweet. I prefer to use like lowercase, all lowercase, because no one does that. And it really, to me, it sticks out. And then you want to put a little curiosity in your pre-header text. So they see that subject line that like catches their attention. Then the pre-header text will like get them to open that email. So everything that you do, you got to try to get them to take the next step. So, okay, it's kind of like on Facebook when you stop your scroll and like, oh, that's cool. Okay. On email, it's the same thing. Like, I like that subject line. I know the company. I like the subject line. What's going to get them to open that email? The thing that might get them to open that is that pre-header text. So you want to put a little curiosity in there to get them to open that. Again, nothing like super spammy or whatnot, but get them to open that. And then just a pro tip for you that, if you subscribe to various emails, or you're going to want to do this. So you're going to want to subscribe to various emails within your industry and then companies outside of your industry, and audit your inbox every day. So when you open your inbox, you're going to get emails from 10, 20, 30 different companies, and just look to see what stands out to you. Like what will make you open that email. And so when you see those subject lines or subject lines, screenshot that or copy and paste that into a Google Doc or into your notes on your phone, and create your own little email subject line swipe file. And the same goes for the contents of the email. So if you open that email and you like that, it's like, I'm going to click this. Before you click that, take a screenshot and then drop that in another swipe file for like email copy or graphics or whatever, however you like to send emails. Just grab that, like anything that kind of captures your attention, be like, okay, I think I can use this. I really like this. It got me to click, got me to open and click and read. Now I'm going to take this so I remember it, and I'm going to put it in the swipe file. And that way, when I go to build my campaigns, I have something to go off of.
Yeah. And regardless if we're running your emails or if you have somebody else running your emails or you're running emails in-house, like we should all be subscribing to different newsletters just to see what other people are doing, if nothing else. But absolutely building a swipe file out of it, just taking screenshots and putting it in a Google Doc, like goes a long way.
Cool. So should you change your offers? Now, this presentation was kind of designed mostly for keeping the same offer from Black Friday through Cyber Monday, and then during, like, if you want to extend your sale for like 24, 48 hours, something like that. How we set this up was to keep one offer. Now, if you want to change your offer between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you have to decide that beforehand. So as you're going through October and the first part of November and testing offers, and you find these offers that you like, if you do want to change, if you in your head, if you're like, hey, I'm going to run one thing for Black Friday, then another thing for Cyber Monday, decide that ahead of time, because there's so much work involved and you got to do it ahead of time. Otherwise, it's not going to happen, because your ads aren't, like, if you decide on Saturday or Sunday, like, hey, I'm going to make a better offer for Monday, you're not going to get your ads approved on Monday. Like, that's just not going to happen. Sure, you could work on the weekend and set up your back end, discount code or landing page or whatever. You could work over the weekend to get that set up for Monday and get your emails, structured or whatever. But there's just a way more work coming into that, or that's going to go into that. But if you decide ahead of time that you want to do that, it does make it a little easier, because you can kind of set everything and schedule it 2 weeks in advance. Because like I said, if you're going to change that, if you get, how EJ said on the one slide, don't touch it, set your budget, set your ads, and don't touch it, because if you touch it, it's not going to work. So figure out what you're going to do, get that plan in place, stick to the plan, and don't touch it. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yep. You could ruin it real quick at the last minute. Especially with the approval process, and then, you know, everything that's kind of goes in on the ad side, especially, it could really, it's just not a good idea. So just don't do it. All right. So how's everybody feeling? Do you feel like you got a lot of value? Has this been good information? You can dump it in the chats. Give me a thumbs up. Is everybody excited about Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Yeah. Yeah.
I am, dude. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I am too. It's always the funnest time of the year because it's so like, you're just going crazy trying to get everything done, and it's rock and rolling. Yeah, it's going to be good. Awesome. So before we completely end here, I wanted to talk to everybody here just about a concept, because what we've just talked about, if you execute, literally you have the potential to 10x or more your return. We've shown you kind of the step-by-step, everything that we do in the different phases to kind of build up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, to execute it, and then to roll after. It's a lot of information, okay? But if you don't commit to it fully, what I'm afraid is going to happen is it's just going to be another half-built bridge in your business, okay? And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about half-built bridges. So say this is you, okay? And your pot of gold here is on the other side, okay? Ultimately, you want to go from where you are now over to, you know, where you want to be. So in our instance, with Black Friday, you want to have a successful Black Friday. And you wouldn't be here today if you weren't kind of looking for that bridge to get from A to B. But as entrepreneurs, as business owners, you know, the things that we kind of run into is, you know, we hear about cool things like what we just talked about, right? Or Facebook ads, for example, and we start it. And then all of a sudden we hear about this other cool thing about TikTok, right? And then that kind of rolls in. And so we kind of stop what we were doing with Facebook, we roll into TikTok. And then, you know, we hear about this really cool thing that we should be doing some automation with chatbots. And so we start that. And what we end up with is just an inventory of how half-built bridges. How many, just by the raise of hands or thumbs up, like how many people here have half-built bridges, or it's an inventory of half-built bridges in their business right now? Yeah. Like it's a bad habit to get in. So what I want you to do right now, and this can be, you know, what we talked about tonight, or it can be something else that you've heard about, but I want you to commit to one thing. Okay. I want you to commit to completing one bridge. Okay. And when you do that, you're going to feel good. And it's going to be great, because once that's done, you can complete another one. And then once that's done, you can go back and complete another one. Okay. This is how we scale. This is how we grow. This is how we are able to kind of get things done and push things forward. We got to keep it simple, stick to the one thing until it's complete. How many people here can commit to at least completing one bridge? Awesome. I love it. Love it. So what we found is, you know, there are actually 73 different possible bridges that we could build, right? So it's no wonder we have like this shiny object syndrome. But what I want to offer you guys today, I know some of you are current clients, some of you we're doing some services, not others, is if you think that this is a good strategy and you want to implement it, but you don't necessarily need to have all the pieces together, schedule a time with us, okay? Schedule a time so that we can kind of go through it. And maybe this may not be something that you should be focusing on, right? And so if you have any inclination, or if you want to find out if this really is right for you, schedule a time and we can go over it with you. We have this awesome process called, it's a double your sales discovery session, right? Where we can actually identify that one thing that you should be focusing on right now. And with that, just want to close. We'll kind of roll into the Q&A now. And yeah, what's your questions? Hope everybody, that was fun. And we did it in under an hour. This is awesome. Any questions? How much do ads typically go up during November? And Jeremy, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you spending time with us. We'll talk. So how much do ads typically increase? I've seen them increase well over 100%. Certain years, other years, it can be kind of, at least 50% of what they currently are running. And we've seen a dramatic increase of ads, the cost of ads now, well over 100% of what it typically is this time of year. And so it can be a lot more. And so the focus, this is why it's so important to get the emails, get that first party data, and build the audiences as much as we can, right? With the iOS updates and things, there's some restrictions there, but we still have the ability to do it. And there's still other platforms through analytics, through Google Analytics, and through third-party software like ROAS and things like that, that we can feed the data back into Facebook or Google and to build those audiences. But yeah, ads can go up like quite a bit. Yeah, man, no problem. What goes into the ad budget and how much do we spend? And this is going to be during just Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Okay, so during that sale, what we typically, if you kind of have a budget that you can invest, I'd say dump as much as you're comfortable with dumping in to make that happen. But what we tend to do around this time is we tend to kind of shut off a lot of the other kind of ad sets, and we put all that budget into the one campaign per se. And so we'll naturally be, if you're spending currently $2,500 a month, for example, during that time frame, we'll be able to really to kind of hammer in just that budget into the one campaign to really kind of give it a boost. But it really is just whatever you're comfortable with dumping in. Whatever, the more the merrier, so to speak. But as you can see in some of the examples, like $500 went a very long way. And then, $5,000 will go just that much farther. So if your inventory's there, if you're confident that you're going to be able to fulfill all the orders, dump it in. All right. Yeah, man, no problem. Awesome. You're welcome. Definitely appreciate it. And if there's no more questions, we can definitely cut it now, but I definitely want to thank everybody for showing up. This was the first workshop I've ever put on, and especially with the help of Tim and Kip as well on my team. It's been a great honor. I hope you guys got a ton out of it. Definitely, schedule time with us so we can kind of go a little more in detail with your specific situation. Super excited to get this time of year kind of through this time of year and kind of really start grinding towards that fifth quarter. And so if you don't know what the fifth quarter is, just ask me about it later, put it in the chat. We'll send some stuff to you to kind of get that going. But definitely thank you again. Yeah, and we'll see you guys at the next workshop.